Hey everyone, Giang Brooke here. So now today I'm going to share with you that 4 things why your salon is not profitable. So I'm Giang Brooke. I have been in industry over 20 years and I was open the first hair salon when I was 19 and I used to own the hair salon. It's 8-9 start working for me, and since I came to Australia and I learned, I actually invest a lot and I learned so much things and I'm so passionate about this. So that's what I share with you today. First, I will share with you the 4 things that why your salon is not profitable. And then after that, I will share with you a few things that for you to take away and you make change for this and you get the result to make your you twist it, change it, and you will see that this is work for you, because for me, this is what I use for myself and I share with my student. Okay, so now let's start. So the first of all, that what I have learned, actually I write everything in here so I can look at and that I make sure I not miss anything. But also sometimes let you know that because my pronunciation is not really good, sometimes I have to be slowly because this is the way for me. I need to improve my English as well. I need to say in it. If I don't say in it, I will never learn about that. So forgive me if I say it not correct. Okay? All right. So now that the first thing what I have learned, number 1, that why you cannot have profits in your salon. Number 1 is competitive market. Why is that? Because most of salon, when you actually starting out or you do for a while, what I see that most of people just do the similar services, and when you do similar services with so many people out there, it lead into a lower price. People cannot they're not happy to pay for your high price, and that it make you can't get the profits you want. But also when you do lower price and you do similar with people, which means your client will go to another salon because you do the same thing. So that's why when your client go to another salon, which means you don't have much client to work with, then you cannot increase your profits, right? But also because you do similar with them, so you cannot increase the price higher. That means you cannot get profit. So that number 1, that competitive market. So what we need to do then, so I will explain to you after this. Okay, that's number 1, competitive market. Just need to do something a little bit different and make sure that you and another salon is not same, not too much competitive. So the second thing that what I think that the price strategy, okay, the price strategy in here that is so important. If you do, like I say, when you do very the same with another services, which mean you see another one they do haircut is $50, you try to do maybe 45. Or you see somewhere they do color, they do $100. You try to do make it lower, and you hope that people will come back to you because you try to lower price to get people come to you. But remember, when you do the lower price, which means you cut so much, you don't have the profits you want, you cannot get. Because all the money you pay for stuff, to pay for the products, pay for the rent, and end up you can't see the money. So that's why the lower you put the price down, the less profits you will get, and sometimes you not break even. So that's why I think it's so important that set the price strategy, not too low, but also avoid that not too high. When you actually do too high, you will detect with the potential customer also. So that's why to get the balance of that is a little bit difficult, but I will share with you what should we do. All right, so that is the strategy, the price strategy that should not go too low and should not go too high also. So that number 2, that make you cannot get the profits you want. So number 3, that is called inefficient in an operation, inefficient operation. It means when you actually in your salon, you don't have the system, you don't have the hiding system or the time management and things like that, and also with the products and things that you not measure a lot of things between. So if you don't have that, would mean it's easily to lose your money. Let example like this. Like I see a lot of this is does not make your profits. Like for example, you have the salon, you hire the hair stylist coming to the salon, and then the hairstylist just do the color or foil for client, and then because you don't have the clear system or the guide in the salon, which means the hairstylist come in and they do the color, then they make a mistake. When they make a mistake, and then what do you do? You have to call the client coming back, and then the client complain, and then you call client come back, and then fit their hair, and they will not pay anything, but you are the person pay for the stuff, and that is the part is lack of like system, and also with you don't have operation right, would mean it affect your profits also. So that's why I think it's so important that have the right, so before you run the business, you need to know who do you need, like hiding the staff, or what the operation in your salon, what the service you should do more, what you should do less. All of that schedule, timing, and a lot of things to make sure when you got it right, and then you can measure it and get the profits in the way you want. All right. So number three, and then number four. That number four I think is the most important too. That number four, that lack of differentiation. Okay, differentiation. Lack of differentiation. So what does it mean? So when similar with number one, that when you actually do with your salon, you do just the same thing. You don't have any, what I mean, units or something that different with someone else. In particular, that is lack of the skill. Lack of skill or lack of communication, because I think that I hear a lot of clients say that, oh, you are very different with another salon, you actually listen to me. Okay, so that's what is your unique, what is your salon unique? For me, I'm always listen my client. And another thing that I do, kind of like I try to improve my skill, which is my skill that I try to get the best skill that to give the client the best result. So I learned a lot about the balayage dark to blonde in one section, which means unique. That's my unique, all right? And then another skill that I always listen client and listen carefully what their problem and their pain points, so I can solve that problem. So this is the big part. So that's what I think is, because you cannot get the profits, that's because you lack of differentiation. So I think that, okay, and this part because you don't have the unique services or the unique way for you to doing hair, or you lack of some kind of skill. All right, this is I talk about, that is why it is have so many things, but I just talk about just 4 things to make it short, not too long. But also that this is what my belief based on my experience. Now I'm going to share with you what should you do. All right, what should you do from now in the next 3 months, 6 months, you can get the profits you want. All right, what should you do? Now I am going to share that 4 things. 4 things that if you have the pen and paper out, write it down here. So number 1, that choose 1 or 2 services to be specialized. All right, choose 1 or 2 services to be specialized. If you are hair salon, you do color, you do balayage, you do kind of like ombre, sombre, or blonde, or scalp bleach, whatever services, or cut for curly hair, or treatment for damaged hair, whatever you do, just choose one or two services to be specialized. So that is make you different with another hair salon. All right, so that's number one. Do something different. So number two, set price. When you actually knowing you do something different, you get the right price strategy. So which means, let's say that you do blonde, you are blonde specialist, you want to do that with blonde, and then you know what you do blonde, you know what you're good at. Maybe you can do a blonde without brushing, or you can do blonde with no harsh line, or you do balayage with a less harsh line and blend really well. So what's something that you know and you believe it, then you can describe that to clients, so you can set the price is higher. So you say, okay, if you go to some salon, I don't know, but you come here, I do blonde for you. It less, it nice contrast, and it less harsh line. It roll out, it nice and beautiful, and you don't have to come back earlier. So that is how I say. When I'm saying that, so I say, with that say, I do a little bit, take more, a little bit longer time, so I will charge a little bit extra. So which means I tell them the value of that, but then I will tell them the price. I don't just say, oh, today I do for you this, and I increase the price. Need to tell them what actually the benefit for them first, and then tell them price. All right, so that's number two, that set the right price strategy. Number three, when you do with those kind of, you got very clear that you got the service specialized, you got the price strategy. Now I suggest you that actually when you got that good right, you believe in your products and service already, now you are going to charge by hourly. It's better than you charge a little bit. Like when actually you charge hourly, which means you do one client, you do in 3 or 4 hours, you tell them, okay, $100 per hour, 4 hours will be 400. So at first I say it a little bit hard for you, but if you practice with this, it's so much easier. In the long term, you will feel that the client trusts you. They just say, okay, that's what I have to pay. They will not complain, because the way that we do, toner $25 or toner $45, and the haircut is $55, or the treatment $65, and it's too much hectic, too much for me. That do that way is just so much harder. But also when I do hourly like that, I can, knowing that the profits I got and the price I got in that gap, I don't lose client between. If you do generous, like you do one haircut an hour, you might be just maybe $50. An hour, sometimes wash, blow dry, styling it for an hour, you charge only $50. Then you do the blow dry. Sometimes the blow dry, some hair it's huge, big. You still cannot extra money. You still can do maybe blow dry or something, only $50. But instead of, you don't do that, you do specialize on color, and then you can charge hourly. That's what I mean. The next thing that you do need to know, that the lastly, that number 4, that to be a problem solver. So you try to improve your skill, get better with your skill, and then you solve problem for client. It's so much better, and that it makes client trust in you and pay you higher price. And when they pay higher price, pay high price for you, which means you can increase profits so much easier. Okay, lastly, that I say, what if you solve a problem for client? For example, they have brassy hair. Like I correct color correction, and I do color correction in one section. I do fast, I do quick for them in one day. I don't tell them come back in many times. So that is, I solve that problem for them quick That make them feel trust me and they happy to pay for me $145 per hour. That make them pay me, so that's why I feel that is so good for me, because they happy to pay because they knew that they cannot get somewhere else to do that color correction in one section. Like many people say, oh, you have to come back 3, 4, 5 times to get this done. When I say I can do that in one day, in one section, they're so happy and they pay. Each client pay from $600 to over $1,000 per client. So that's why I share with you that upgrade your skill to be specialized on solve the problem for client, either balayage dark or to blonde in one section, either color correction, or some of you might be say, oh, I'm not good at creative. Do keratin straight. Keratin straight, it give the client the result last for 6 months, 3 to 6 months. That service that every single one of you can do. You're not creative, you never have experience on it, you still can do it. You still can learn that in just one day, and then you can do that for your client, so you can increase your profits. So either you watch the video, and if you really want to upgrade your skill into the next level, so you'll be able to charge higher price, so with me you got the profits you want. So comment below or go to Global Hair Academy and send me a message, so I will send you some information how for you to upgrade your skill and how to get your dream client. All right, so bye for now.